Hello, my name is Grian, and today I'm going to be doing another episode of Build School, this time taking a quick look at how we might develop arches. Arches are a really important part of lots of buildings, especially when you want to get really nice shapes out of a larger structure. It might not be so applicable in a little house, but when you're doing big structures, arches are everywhere. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to start with a very small arch, and the two most important blocks that you can have in an arch is the staircase and the half slab. You're able to create really smooth edges just by adding them at regular intervals. Other than just showing you firsthand how you can make an arch, it's really difficult to explain. Secondly, when you come to a slightly bigger arch, you might want to make the arch itself using blocks only at first, and then you take your half slab and your staircase block and then decorate the corners with it to make that smoother edge. So to demonstrate that, you can see where the two logs connect. I'm putting a staircase block and then a half slab just to try and get that perfect arch. It's really difficult to get it right, so you can replace them with whatever you feel like. Now let's take a look at a very specific kind of arch. This is very tall and pointed, and the way we go about it is have your two beginning structures at the width that you want, and then you raise it up by a specific amount that's quite large, and then every time you go in and up one more, you decrease the block size. So it's gone up 3, then 2, then 1 again, and then it's got the point. And you can see that has that arch there, and then again I'm going back to what I did at the start and filling in all those corners where they connect with spruce staircase. Now let's move on to a shallower style of arch. We're basically employing the same technique as the one before, but in the opposite direction. So instead of going up, we're going across. Now building arches this way is very much by eye. If it doesn't look right, you need to go back and do it again, try something different. And you'll see here that I've made mine very much more like a roof than an archway, so I'm going to remove this and try something else. I'm actually going to take my half slab and use that because half slab is a lot more effective than just simple blocks because you have that more gradual gradient when it comes to a shallower curve. And hopefully you can see that. And now I want to move on to the next one, which is the perfect circle arch. That's how I call it anyway. So it's just a smooth arch over the top. This again is a little bit by eye because I've made so many arches before. If you struggle with this, maybe take yourself to MS Paint, create a circle, and then you can copy it pixel for pixel because that actually translates into blocks really nicely. You don't have to do that, but it just helps those that maybe struggle to make a perfect arch. So I kind of did mine by eye, and then again, once you've done that, you can take your half slab and your staircase and then decorate the arch itself, and then you have a very nice smooth arch over the top. It's going to take a long time before you can make arches just as second nature. It took me an awful long time to get this practice correct, and even today I really mess up half the time I make an arch, so don't worry if you're struggling with it. It's really simple, you just need to keep practicing. So now I want to show you the application of an archway and what I've been showing you in practice. So I've made 2 stone columns, and I'm going to be doing an archway over the top, and at the end you can see what it's going to look like. So I'm making arches one over the other. So at the start I'm just making very simple arches with just a simple 1 block difference between them, as you can see. But now I'm going to go back under it and change that bottom layer and elongate it down. And I'm going to be constantly editing all of these arches to get it right, and using cobblestone, staircase and half slab as I have been before to try and get the best possible result out of these arches. Now they don't all look the same because I'm trying to get an overriding look, a 3D look, rather than just one archway. So now we have a 3D arch, which I'm now going to stack, and you can see the application is it can be a railroad bridge or anything like that. And that's it. Arches are very simple to do, and I only wanted to make a short video explaining how you make them. I didn't want to go into too much detail because it can end up being quite confusing when you're trying to do more advanced techniques, so I wanted to keep it simple for now. Try and make your very basic arches, get the very simple practice down, and then we can move on later to making more complex structures using arches. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this short episode of Build School. I had quite a few people asking how to do arches, so hopefully this helped you. And as always, if you have any more suggestions, please leave them in the comment below. I do enjoy making videos that people really need. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye!